Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker and independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm here with this fun masculine birthday card. So let's set this aside and get to creating together. To start our card, I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock and my silicone craft mat. And we're going to use Mary Merlot. And I like to just pounce it on my silicone craft mat. The craft mat keeps the ink wet longer. And there's some soft suede. And then a little bit of early espresso. Okay, and then I've got two of the sponge brayers. They come in a multi-pack. So we're going to start down here at the bottom of the cardstock with the Mary Merlot, and you want to roll your brayer all the way around, not just back and forth, because then you get ink in just one spot. And I like to pounce a second here, and then we're going to roll once I get ink going, and do that. Give that a pounce and then roll here, and I'm going to bring it up just a little further here, and I want it more intense, so one more round. I think that will do it. So we'll move aside with that. And then I'm going to come in with my soft suede. And I have to think about where I'm going. So I'm going to start up here. And I should have pounced off first. You can see all the texture that I've created there. And then I'm going to come in, let's see, right down here a little bit. Okay. And then I want some of this early espresso. And I'm going right at the top with my early espresso. And that smooths that out a little bit. And then I'm going to come back again with my Mary Merlot. And I think just a touch more of the soft suede right here. Okay, so then you're going to take your stitched rectangle die. Let me set these aside. And you're going to cut these out so that up here will be your well and your medium well, and then medium rare here with the pink. Then your rare is going to come from this pinkest band, and then medium rare down here at the bottom. Now, next I'm going to take my soft suede and a sponge dauber, and on this medium rare I'm going to come around and give it just a little bit of color on the outside. Okay, and so there are our bands. So next we need to do some stamping. Let me push these aside and grab my strip. So we're going to be using Itty Bitty Greetings and Make a Difference. I have stamped some of my words already. So these are from Make a Difference, and I've used both of the alphabets here in Memento and Mary Merlot. And let's just come in here really tight because I need to come in close to stamp my last word. And I do a two-handed thing. Your grid paper is great for lining up your paper so it's straight. And just set it down. And we're using the bottom of the paper to line up our letters. Okay. And let's move that out of the way. And I've got another little strip here. And then I've got my greeting from Itty Bitty Greetings. Also inking in Memento. Okay, there's our happy birthday. I may stamp that again. It got a little smudgy over here. Much better. Okay, let's close that ink up. Set these aside for a moment. Now we are going to use our scissors to trim these down and use the words as your guide. I call cutting these out like this ransom note sentiments, even though obviously it's not a ransom note, but it makes me think those little pieced things. Okay. And then we're just going to come right across the top. And again, you're using the words as a guide. So for rarest, you're going to come in taller. And then come back down. And across. Okay, so we'll cut those apart in a moment. Let's zoom back out. There we go. Take my scraps out of the way. And then I have a piece of silver foil that is 1 3/4 wide and 5 long. And I have free-handed what looks like a tuning fork or a grilling fork. And I'm just going to use my pencil lines on the back and cut this out. And as long as you draw lightly, which I did, you can draw several times, you know, which I did to get the shape that I wanted. You can see all of my lines here. And that way you won't leave a mark on the front side of the foil if you're drawing lightly. Okay. All right, so there's my grilling fork. Let's move these out of the way. And let's bring my base layer in. And we're going to use multi-purpose glue. and adhere the grilling fork. And come right down here at the bottom. You do want to stay over to the left of center to give yourself room over here for the sentiment. And then I've got my dimensionals, and let's lay these out first in our pattern, and then I'll come back and add dimensionals to the back of them. Okay. And I am adding 3 dimensionals to the back of each one. I don't like things to sag. And I do want them to be cattywampus, because if we were pulling them off the grill at my house, they wouldn't be all straight. And besides, it adds a little visual interest. Okay. And then our last one here. As you can see, I've used the back side of this paper and flipped it over, and nobody will know, except for you who are watching the video, but certainly not the recipient. Okay, so now let's lay out our sentiment. Time to finish trimming our pieces here. Okay. And that looks like a good fit. And then we're just going to use foam adhesive strip to adhere these pieces. And I'm going to just pull them off one at a time and add the foam strip so that I keep my spacing. Oops, forgot to cut a piece first. But that way I don't have to figure out what I was doing for spacing if I leave them all in place and pick them up one at a time. Oop. I want to bring this over just a little bit. There we go. Love this for words, since you can cut it right to the size that you need it. There we go. And one last strip. And then we'll move on to finishing the inside of our card. Okay. Let's put that out of the way. I've got a Whisper white layer for the inside and a strip of Mary Merlot. This is just such an easy way to finish the inside of a card. And we all have those off-cut strips as we make our card layers, and it's a great way to make use of those offcuts. So let's adhere this to the inside of our Mary Merlot base. And then I want dimensionals on the back of this piece. If you are wondering how to clean the red ink off your photopolymer stamps, like the letters in Make a Difference, I have a one simple trick video for that. The product is retiring with this Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I have to tell you that I have stocked up on refill so that my stamps may be light pink, but they won't be red or any other shade. So there we have it. Our happy birthday masculine card to the rarest of them all. Thanks for stopping by. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker of theartfulinker.com. There's a link to my store in the description below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell if you'd like a notification for my next video. And give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye.